Hello everyone, welcome to our own YouTube channel Shantanu's Bioprep Life Science. In the previous video, we have discussed three effects in detail, namely Pasteur effect, Warburg effect and Crabtree effect. Today we are going to discuss Entner-Doudoroff pathway. Okay, this topic is least important from exam point of view and it is also a very short topic. Okay, so we will discuss this topic. This Entner-Doudoroff pathway was first reported by Nathan Entner and Michael Doudoroff. This pathway will occur only in prokaryotes and mostly in gram-negative bacteria. So a question can be asked in the exam whether this pathway will occur in both prokaryotes as well as in eukaryotes, or it will occur only in prokaryotes, or it will occur only in eukaryotes. So the answer will be it will only occur in prokaryotes. This is an alternative pathway for glucose oxidation. So if we start with glucose, glucose will be converted into glucose 6-phosphate, which will be catalyzed by an enzyme hexokinase or glucokinase. Both can catalyze the conversion of, both of these enzymes can catalyze the conversion of glucose into glucose 6-phosphate. Glucokinase will be active when the blood glucose levels will be higher. Okay, for example, after having a meal. This also we have discussed in depth while studying glycolysis. Okay, so if you are a new student, make sure to watch all the previous videos, okay, so that you will get an idea of what is going on over here, or to strengthen your concepts. Okay, so this we have studied that the first three phases or first three steps in glycolysis are energy investment phases, or priming stage, or preparatory stage. Okay, because energy is required, so 1 ATP will be utilized in the first step. The next step is glucose 6-phosphate will be converted into 6-phosphoglucono-delta-lactone by an enzyme glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, and here 1 NADPH is going to be formed. So there is reduction of 1 NADP plus going on over here. Why reduction? Because there is an acceptance of hydrogen atom. Okay, 6-phosphoglucono-delta-lactone will be converted into 6-phosphogluconate by an enzyme gluconolactone hydrolase. So this is a hydration step where water molecule is being added. Okay, and it will cause the hydrolysis of 6-phosphoglucono-delta-lactone into 6-phosphogluconate. 6-phosphogluconate will be converted into 2-keto-3-deoxy-6-phosphogluconate by an enzyme 6-phosphogluconate dehydrase. The name itself will suggest that the step will be dehydration step, and as we can observe that there is a removal of water molecule from this step. Okay, so if you want to remember the structure of this intermediate, you just have to remember the structure of 6-phosphoglucono-delta-lactone, after which you can easily deduce the structures of the remaining intermediates. And we already know the structures of this glycolysis intermediates, glucose to glucose 6-phosphate, and the remaining all are glycolysis intermediates. So if you remember the structure of 6-phosphoglucono-delta-lactone, you can easily deduce the structure of this. Okay, you just have to add water molecule in the structure of this, then you will get this 6-phosphogluconate, and after removal of water molecule from this 6-phosphogluconate, you will get KDPG. At the third carbon position, there will be removal of oxygen atom, due to which 3-deoxy name will come. At second position of second carbon position of 6-phosphogluconate, there will be ketone group formation. So 2-keto-3-deoxy, and the rest of the structure is same as 6-phosphogluconate. Okay, the next step is this KDPG will split into pyruvate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate by an enzyme KDPG Aldolase. Okay, in glycolysis we were getting 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, because we know that fructose 1,6-bisphosphate was getting split into DHAP, that is dihydroxyacetone phosphate, and 1 molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, but there was interconversion between some of the molecules of DHAP into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, Therefore, we were getting 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. But here we will get 1 molecule of pyruvate and only 1 molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, because there is no interconversion going on in this pathway. Okay. So if 1 molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is formed, the next step will be same as that of glycolysis. So glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate will be converted into 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate, which will be catalyzed by an enzyme glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. Okay, 1 NADH will form. 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate will be converted into 3-phosphoglycerate, which will be catalyzed by an enzyme phosphoglycerate kinase. Okay, and 1 ATP will be formed. This is a reversible step in spite of being a phosphorylation step, which is a rare event of phosphorylation. Okay, which is a rare event of phosphorylation steps, because most of the phosphorylation steps are irreversible steps. Okay, 3-phosphoglycerate will be converted into 2-phosphoglycerate by an enzyme phosphoglycerate mutase. 2-phosphoglycerate will be converted into phosphoenol pyruvate or PEP by an enzyme enolase, and phosphoenol pyruvate will be converted into pyruvate, which will be catalyzed by an enzyme pyruvate kinase. In here 1 ATP will be produced, which we have discussed in glycolysis. So if we observe the energetics, we can see that 1 ATP here and 1 ATP from here, we will get 2 ATPs, but 1 ATP is going to be used in the first step. So the net gain of ATP is 1 ATP. 1 NADPH molecule will also form, and 1 NADH molecule is also going to be formed. So I have also written the energetics of this pathway over here. 1 ATP is net gain because 2 ATPs are going to be formed and 1 ATP is going to be consumed. So 2 minus 1 will give us 1 ATP. 1 NADH we will get in this step, and 1 NADPH we will get in this step. We know that 1 NADH molecule, when passes through the electron transport chain, we will get 3 ATPs, and 1 NADPH molecule when it will pass through the electron transport chain, we will get 3 ATPs. So 3 ATPs plus 3 ATPs plus 1 ATP, we will get net gain of 7 ATPs when this pathway will operate. Okay, so this topic was least important from the exam point of view, and there is no question asked till now in any life science exam from this pathway. Okay, so you can just go through it once, okay, or you can skip it, it's your wish. Okay, because it's not very much important from exam point of view. So if you have found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share and comment if you have any doubt, or you can also send me the message on Telegram if you have any doubt regarding this topic. I have one Telegram group, its name is Shantanu's Bioprep Life Science. I will be providing the link in the description. You can join it. It has more than 3,000 premium quality quiz questions for your practice, and I also upload regular quizzes on it. Plus it has study material, short notes, tricks about how to encounter difficult part C questions, and I also regularly upload all the important notifications or any updates regarding upcoming examinations in life science. Okay, so if you want to solve premium quality questions, you can join the group. I will be providing the link in the description. Okay, so see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.